Hi, this is Cheryl for the Cut at Home design team. Today I want to show you a new stamping technique. It's called no-line stamping. So here I have a card made with the no-line stamping versus the same card made with a traditional stamping technique. The stamp set I'm using today is Lawn Fawn's Our Friendship Grows. Just a darling little sunflower stamp set. I just love that. Again, super easy technique. Here I've used the traditional stamping technique with a little bit of watercolor using my distress markers. This is watercolor using the distress markers, but with the no-line stamping. So you can see it's a much more subtle result. It doesn't have the harsh edge lines or anything like that. Let me show you stamped how it ends up looking. This is the no-line stamped, and this is the traditional stamp. Traditional I've stamped with my distress black soot ink, and the no line I've stamped with my antique linen ink. Antique linen is just a light color, and you want to be able to see the outlines but not much more. This is actually kind of dark for a no line stamping technique, but I wanted you to be able to see it on the camera. This technique can be used for any method of coloring, so whether you want to use your markers or a watercolor technique, you're all set with it. The technique I used here is a watercolor technique using my distress markers. Here I'm using Wild Honey as my darker color, and I'm using just an acrylic stamp block as my palette here. And then I've got mustard seed as my lighter yellow color to fill in the leaves. You just need a little bit of a water source. So I've got a little container here with some water, which I should have opened before I started filming. And I've got a standard paintbrush. If you like them better, you absolutely can use the water brushes, the Tim Holtz and others. But all I'm going to do is pick up a little bit of water and then pick up a little bit of color from my palette and apply it to the sunflower. Easy peasy. When it's time for the contrasting color, I can pick up that color and just add the color into the center there. So very easy. Again, this technique will work very well for you, whether you're doing something like this, which is a watercolor technique, or whether you're just using the markers. You're not going to see much of those lines remaining. Now remember, I told you that I had stamped this one a little bit dark so you could see it on camera, and so the lines will remain a bit. But if you look at my finished sample here, you can see that those lines are barely discernible there. They're there, they provide some definition, but they're not as loud, for example, as these are. But either technique, I think the card just turned out really cute. But next time you're interested in coloring something, why not try the no-line stamping technique? See how it works out. Try it with your various medium. Again, I'm using a watercolor technique here, but I could just as easily use the markers to color it, use my Copics, all sorts of different things. It works equally well for any of those techniques. Again, my stamp set today is Our Friendship Grows by Lawn Fawn. Thanks for watching. Bye.